was a struggle, had to make it out the jungle. This is a show for you. Welcome to the hustle. Under pressure, never break a fold. Keep chasing your goals until you blow. Now, welcome to the hustle.
Hola. Welcome to the Hustle Podcast, mi amigos. Today is episode 9. You got your host, Steve, in the building, my man, Tech Luciano, and you got Talia. And we also got a very special guest, Jaay Noir.
What up, what up? Happy to be here with you guys.
We're happy to have you, man. So please, enlighten us. How has it been this past couple of months?
With things opening up, with the whole COVID situation, like the whole year we had prior, I guess we couldn't really do much. It was hard to book studio time to film videos and stuff. So the last couple months has really been nice to be able to fully focus on music.
Awesome. Well, we're glad to have you here. And why don't you let the viewers know a little bit about yourself? Who's Jaay Noir? You're also formerly known as J True.
Back in the day, yes, sir.
Back in the day,
yes,
you've been doing your thing for a while, man. Let us know.
Well, I go by Jaay Noir. I was born and raised over here in Montreal. Actually, I grew up in Laval, but I did a lot of moving around. I've been doing this music thing for as long as I can remember. I must have been probably like 13, 14 when I started writing rhymes, and like first track I recorded, I was probably about 16. I did some rebranding, like you mentioned. I used to go by J True when I used to do battling and stuff like that. I took a little time off music, and that's what you see today is basically what you get. I reformed, deleted everything, and just started from new, try to build a better brand and something, better for the culture.
Awesome. And we've known each other for quite a while, actually.
Yeah,
You've
that's
been
for
doing
sure.
your thing since what age, man?
Like I said, man, I must have been about like 12, 13. First times I linked with you, I was probably around like 16, 17 years old, actually. He's the first person to put me on a show ever. He was still rapping in those days, PXC days.
PXC.
Yes, sir. Tech knows what's up. So, yeah, man, he's pretty much been a long time I know you. I learned a lot of things from Steve. He put me up on a lot of game. He was a nice OG to me, and I'm grateful for that, man.
Much love, bro.
I feel like Steve low-key doesn't want people to know he used to rap. Every time we bring it up, he just swings by the topic and shit, right? I'm not bugging, right? I'm telling the truth.
I got to spit some bars for you guys.
Yeah,
That's a fact.
I think what it is with Steve is just he's such a businessman, and he's got so much other things going on. I think maybe that's just what it is. It's a thing of the past for him, so that's why he wants to.
It's nostalgia.
He's leveling up. He's leveling up.
Listen, before we go any further, guys, because I know we're being all professional and shit, but hey, we got new cups and shit, look at these. You get a close up of that. You know what I'm saying? That shit is fire.
I want to dedicate this episode to Lisa McCormick. She's always hitting us in the messages, telling us what we can improve on and how much she loves the show. And one thing she's always been on my ass about is these white cups that we had before. Well, now we have white cups, but we have some writing on them.
Got the logo.
Yeah, we got the
branding
Hustle
is on
cups.
point. The branding
Really
is on
dope,
point.
really
Can I take mine home?
Yes, of course. Everybody takes their cup
You
with
could
them.
put lean in here. You could put Molly in here. You could put liquor in here. Bro, you could do whatever the fuck you want. Eventually, these will be available for purchase. You know what I'm saying? So holla at us. It's the hustle. Let's keep it going.
Okay, so might I just add that I've known True for like a minute. So like you said, like you've met Steve when you were about 16, 17, but I met True when I was about 16, 17. Oh my God, I'm calling you True. I'm so sorry.
It's okay,
like I've
it's
known
okay.
him since he was True.
We all call him True.
It's Jay. We have to be respectful.
It's stuck. But
It's
yeah,
stuck
Jay
with me.
now.
Just how you would always call me KTO, like.
Facts.
So
That's
we've known each
facts.
other for a minute, and surprisingly enough, like you just dropped an album with Chris Creed.
Yep.
And that was like really dope. We got to hear it, and when Chris was on the podcast,
Our first guest on the podcast.
our first guest, he
shout out
was
Chris.
talking about it. And what's even cool too is Zach is a producer, guitarist, really talented guy that Jay is working with. Sorry, I'm gonna catch myself saying that a lot. And he recently sent me a mix of Poison Ivy.
Okay, yeah.
He
What'd you
didn't
think?
He didn't give me much details on what's happening with it, but Poison Ivy is a song Jay got me on about 2-3 years ago.
It's like 2 years now that we're working on the project. Yeah.
So
It's,
where I was gonna go with it is what's happening with that project? What's coming? Like what should we be expecting from you?
Well, I mean, with Chris, we were originally supposed to drop it as an album, like you mentioned, a small EP. And what we decided to do is the smarter move would be to release it all as singles, since we don't have a lot of songs.
I agree.
I mean, the way things are today, it's hard to grasp people's attention, so the singles work out better. Because if one doesn't work out, it's not that big of a deal. It's not gonna, like, I don't know, taint the album or affect the whole project, right? Another thing too, we were like a little short on time. So I mean, like, we were talking to Steve to do some visuals and maybe make the album cover. So we just decided it would be like more cost efficient, time efficient to just put it out as singles and maybe work on a project later. That thing you mentioned with Zach, that's actually, that project, the reason it's taken 2 years is because it's not just singles. It's like it's an album, but everything on the album is organic. So.
And what's the genre, though?
The genre would be, I guess, hip hop, rock, alternative, but it's not rock like, you know, heavy metal type of stuff. It's
like
very
soft
some Whitey Ford
It's
stuff,
soft.
you know what I mean?
Anderson .Paak. It's more funky. It's more Anderson .Paak, Mac Miller type of vibes, Unplugged, Lauryn Hill type sessions. So a lot of acoustic guitar, 12 string. So we recorded and we used all the programs, but none of the instruments come from a program. The drums were played live by a drummer. We had a bassist. We had the guitar. So my boy Zach really put in work. He played the bass. He played the organ. He played the guitar. He mixed it. He pretty much took the project in. I had come there with the concept, with the ideas, the song titles and everything, and we wrote it together. It's been a 2-year process. It's been a long process because we wrote all the songs. We made a couple of demos, and then later on when we finally figured it out, we tried grouping up a band together. So I got a couple of singers and different instrumentalists, and honestly now the project's gonna be ready for this summer, so I'm happy.
Well, it's kind of perfect timing because the world's opening back up. I mean,
That's
you know,
right.
you put a band together, so I mean, obviously the optimal thing you want to do with that is to be able to perform it live.
Absolutely.
You know, so
Absolutely.
now's the time to do it.
That timing has been like it's been a blessing. The fact that things are opening up now, I'm just hoping this whole I mean, like, you know how they are with the regulations and everything. I'm hoping they'll let us do big enough shows, because with the whole band experience, I don't want to do it in front of like 20-30 people. Not that I wouldn't be appreciative to do a show like that, but I'd like to see a couple hundred people out there if we're gonna go through the lengths of organizing, practicing, and getting a whole band out there.
Of course.
You know,
Definitely.
Of
It's
course.
super exciting. And one thing about Jay is that, oh my God, I just kicked him. I'm so sorry. One thing about Jay is that he doesn't just rap. He like sings and he uses his voice in different ways. And I remember when you called me out to do the project, I was expecting to pull up and like start writing some lyrics and stuff. And then he's just like, so this is what you're going to sing and this is how you're going to sing it. And he directed me throughout the whole thing. And like, honestly, like what a beautiful song. And I know we worked with, what's her name? I forget now.
Catherine Fernandez.
Cat. Oh, so dope. So dope. You got like really dope features on this project, and like I'm super excited.
There's only
to hear
two.
it.
There's only you and Kat.
Just me
Yeah, we
and
just
Kat?
use singers. We originally started some songs. We had some rappers and other people, but then we decided, how can we make it different? And it would be not to have too many people rapping, since I'm doing it. So we just like tried to find the dopest singers we know in the city. So shout out to you, Taos, and shout out to you, Catherine, if you're watching. But yeah, that song's gonna be a hit. It's gonna be nice. We were gonna release it as a single, but since Taos is only like on one song on the album, we decided we'll save it and like create a little bit of hype with it. But she slayed it. Like we gave you like maybe a couple days notice. She came in. Like I said, she said I had everything prepared. But I mean, I've worked with you before since your younger days, and like, I mean, you just come in the studio and do what you do. So I know you're a professional, and like, I just can't wait to show people the songs. It'd be nice, you know? Taos taking all the comments.
Stop. Anyways, I'm still waiting for you to come by this too, because I have a project.
Yeah,
that
we
I'm
have to
trying
go do that,
remake. I've been waiting for you,
We're
but
gonna do it. We're gonna do it. My stuff's all lined up now, so I'm happy now. I just gotta like kind of like release and execute, so I could work on new stuff now.
It's the rewarding part
Yes,
of the
yes,
process, you know?
Yes.
I have to say that I feel a little lucky that I got to listen to the album before,
Ahead of
the
time.
EP ahead of time, and I have to say that which track, the Link,
The Link.
the one that just dropped this week,
Yep.
is the most fire song I've heard from you guys in a while. The
Appreciate that.
punchlines are nonstop. The hit every 5 seconds is a punchline.
Yeah, man.
You can, if you sit down and you analyze the track, it's like bar for bar. there's at least 40, 50 punches. References
Yeah.
to old school.
I got at least
hip-hop.
like 22 in my verse.
22 in your verse?
verses.
I'm telling you, man. Like, I was listening it to with a few friends, and some of the people are more on the older generation, and some are on the younger generation.
Yeah.
So you had certain people that listened to Hino's verse,
Mm-hmm.
and they heard they heard Chris Creed's verse, and there was all 90s references, let's say.
Yeah.
And then right when it transitioned to you, it was like it just bumped up 10 years.
Yeah.
And you're talking all about I'm sorry, Miss Jackson.
Yeah, that's
and
it.
all these things, bro. I'm telling you, that was fucking
I
fire.
tried to do a nice transition, you know. I tried to like, because the song to me was like a ode to hip hop, so that's why we called it The Link. How does everything link together? So for me, it was like I just wanted to go off my musical inspiration. So not necessarily all artists that I necessarily like love and adore, but people that had an impact on the culture, or that I think had an impact on the culture. So like as much as I have Outkast references, let's say, on the verse, like I even mentioned like
Naughty by Nature.
Naughty by Nature. I go all the way to Run DMC, man. You know, we just tried really going. I for me, my verse was like supposed to go from like, you know, LL Cool J, Run DMC days, go to Naughty by Nature, have the Outkast, just have the whole like kind of what I think hip hop is, you know. So I'm glad you like the song. Go check that out. Stream that. The link. Shameless promo.
Stream that. I'm telling you,
Stream
you won't be
stream that.
disappointed.
Run up the plays.
This is where you have to do it.
We're at like 10K plays right now, and honestly, I'm very happy. I know that's like little to some people, and people do the payola now, so some people got 50,000 hits on their Spotify and shit.
Wink, wink.
You know, wink, wink. That's it. So, but I'm happy with what I have, because we have a honest, organic 10,000 views. And I mean, when I came back last summer making music, like for the first time in 3-4 years of doing crickets, like nothing, everything was like 1,000, 2,000 plays, and I'm proud of that, and I'm happy with that. But this is nice to see it finally like expand and grow, and like now I really just want to like feed off that. So we got the music video with Chris just dropped on Friday. We got another song we're aiming for like another week or two, next single. So we're trying to keep it rolling, you know.
No, and it's 5 tracks on the tape, I think.
Yeah, 5 tracks.
5
So we're gonna release them individually, and then when they're all released, we'll have it as a album on Spotify after like one cover image and whatever, you know.
Okay. You're going to link them all together.
That's right. That's right. Nice play on words.
So let me ask you something, because I know you have like a lot of range and you're very diverse as an artist. Who are some of your like inspirations growing up, as in like old school artists and even today new school artists? How do they blend and make your music what it is today?
I guess I would say my favorite artists growing up are the people that kind of like drove me to make like want to write rap music or express myself at the time, because I didn't know I was going to be making rap music. I was a young teenager, but I would say like Tupac and Nas, they were like telling stories, and like as much as I wasn't a boy from the hood or certain things like that, I know where I grew up in the burbs. I spent a lot of time around the city, but there are certain things they talked about, family aspect or losing friends or seeing people on drugs and these type of things, and it's like the harsh realities of the world that we don't really talk about, and I think that really transcended to me. So for old school artists, definitely like Tupac and Nas and that storytelling. So when I was younger, kind of like it was poetry, it wasn't rap yet. I was just, you know, saying how I feel. Oh, my heart feels like 1,000 pounds and stuff like that, you know, very poetic. And then later on, you know, start listening to Outkast and all these other artists, and it started to turn to music. And I would say like probably right now, top 3 influences, Big Sean, J. Cole, Mac Miller. That would definitely be like, for me, I really like conscious rap. You got to be saying something for me. If you're talking about hoes and cars and this and that, it's all good. It's all good with me, but I'm trying to like give something to the people that they could take with them later, you know.
I'm glad you brought up J. Cole, because I remember back in the day when Forest Hill Drive just like dropped, and we were like bumping it in my car, like on our way to events or on our way to do whatever we were doing. Like we were always bumping that album. Yeah,
that's a good
Wet
album.
Dreams is still like one of my favorite like songs till this day. But
it's fire. It's a commercial tune, but he managed to make it like still real, and that's something I really like about J. Cole. I find like if you really go in his catalog, he's got like maybe like 10 commercial hits of his like many songs, and like even the commercial hits, there's still a lot of realness in between the bullshit. So it's like,
because the thing is, when you bump into an artist, J. Cole is what I like to call a generational artist. He's a guy that, you know, 20 years from now, you'll still pull up his tracks and still listen to them. Whereas, you know, most of the shit
Facts.
that the cookie cutter sort of mass produced bubblegum shit that is popular, it's good for the moment, but once it's gone, it's gone.
It's
You
gone.
know what I
Yeah.
mean? So J. Cole is definitely one of those artists that, like, the authenticity just shines through. You know what I mean? I think there's definitely a lane for conscious rap that's starting to open back up. It's been kind of pushed to, you know, it was at the forefront back in the late 80s, early 90s, kind of. Then gangster rap took over, and then, you know, the corporatization of hip hop. That's a whole nother wormhole we don't have to get into, but it definitely is real. And that's why the bullshit that gets pushed to the forefront does get pushed to the forefront right now. But conscious rap is definitely making a slow but sure comeback.
I
Yeah,
think so,
there's
too.
an avenue for it now. Definitely.
I tear up when I listen to Apparently.
Yeah.
Like, is that like sad? But like, I don't know. It's just the raw authenticity of the song. Like, when I hear what he's saying, like I cry listening
puts you
to
in your feels.
Apparently.
That's
like,
okay. It puts you in
every
your
time,
feels.
J. Cole, what are you doing to me, bro? Like, what are you doing to me?
We're in a emo generation now. Everybody's super sad about shit.
That's
They're
true.
so sensitive.
Trust me, it works.
We're all sensitive.
I think what it is at the end of the day is that if you're gonna bring out, whether it's a sad emotion, happy emotion, or angry emotion, music is it's such a powerful energy that it basically ignites things in people. And I think that should be the goal for an artist when he's making a song. Like, I feel like when J. Cole's in the studio, that's what he's thinking about. How can I make people want to revolt and feel revolutionary because of what they're doing to us in the street? How could I resonate with that boy who thinks he needs to be hard, but in real life, like, he just needs to, like, love his people, love his mom, and he's going to be all right. He doesn't need to be out there doing all that. So I feel like that's like the whole purpose of music to me, is resonating with the person that's listening, no matter which way you're gonna make them feel, sad, happy, or angry. You just gotta, like, because that's a real thing. We don't always feel happy. So, like, the whole emo rap, I think they push it a little bit now because they want people to be on drugs and all this, like, other bullshit.
Well, I think-
but it is important.
I think, like, what you just said right now with the whole emotion, you gotta have a feeling in the music. Like, remember back, I think it was early 2000s, when there was just all this suicide music and stuff. You had Papa Roach. and
Papa
you had-
Roach.
Where
yeah.
are you?
Cut my life into pieces.
And I was actually thinking
That
about
song
this.
was fire.
Yeah, it was
It
a fire
was, though.
song. But I was thinking about this last week or something, and I'm like, fuck. Because I had, like, a playlist running from the 90s or 2000s, and I noticed all these songs were on the same fucking tip, talking about self-harm and stuff like that. And that's what was in at that point. Everybody was super
But you
trying
still
to
hear
dis-
that today.
You still hear it, but
There's
it's
like
not,
that
it's
one
not super
song on the
mainstream.
radio. I don't know. It's why you always in. I think it's that one.
Yeah,
I
Why
like
You
the
Always in the
bridge. He's
Mood.
like, na, 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 to help the depression. Like,
Yeah, but that's now with the lean and like he was saying, it's the poppy music.
Yeah, I mean, but
Is-
it's cyclical. Music is cyclical, like everything else.
Yeah,
You know,
exactly.
it goes in circles. I
Well
mean, yeah,
said.
you know, you literally had the emo era. Like, when I was getting out of high school, we had the emo kids, right? Like,
Yeah.
that was a whole vibe. And then, like, in the recent couple of years, you know, you have your Juice Worlds and your Lil Peeps and
That's
your
right.
and your Triple X. It's emo rap. It is what it is, and
That's-
it's
it's
cyclical.
Nirvana
It's
and rap.
cyclical. It's always gonna revolve. That's just how music. It's how the world
100%.
works. You know what I mean? And
Facts.
hopefully, I mean, you know, listen, I'm an old head. Hopefully, we're going back to the aggressive era. I like aggressive rap. I think
Yeah.
hip hop is supposed to be punch you in the fucking face. If you're whack, you get booed off stage. That's
Facts.
the era that I come from.
Facts.
I don't come from the era where everybody in the city is, oh my God, we're all best friends and you're so amazing, even though your music is trash. Like, get the fuck out of here. It's
There's too
garbage.
many
I don't
people
want to fucking hear
popping
that
off
shit.
right
You know
now.
what? That's really why there's such a oversaturation of artists, is because of what you just said. Everybody wants to be friends, and I'm not saying that people can't be friendly, but when somebody is trash, you gotta tell them
You're
they're
trash,
trash.
Yeah.
bro. You're garbage.
Because if you just gas this man and inflate his head, you inflate the balloon. That's why they stay and they keep rapping, and then there's like this guy and that guy and that guy, and then now there's like everybody and their mama's a rapper because they all think they're good. You know what I mean? But like you said, like, you're from that era where it's like you actually had to be good to be called good.
Bro, put it this way: when I was doing the radio show, I made a lot of enemies. Cause I won't play your shit. I'm just not gonna do it. I'm sorry, you're trash. Like, get that shit the fuck out of here, bro.
You did a favor for the city though, because
Yeah,
you were
I did it
sorting out.
selfishly as well, but
you
like-
did a favor. You were taking out the
Did
the
he really
bad
though?
apples.
Because the
Facts.
city's still making these nobodies, like these trash
No, there's always
artists.
gonna
That's
be
the
garbage.
internet,
There's
though.
always
That's the
gonna be garbage
internet.
rappers, but like what we're saying is it's cyclical, right? And right now
It's
where the
not
cycle
just
is,
the internet. It's like
no, it's
whole
not just the
hoods,
internet.
Like
No,
celebrating
it's
one person's
bro,
music and he's trash.
It's
like,
not
Yeah.
even just music. It's with everything. We're just at this super sensitive area in society right now where everybody's like, I'm afraid to offend somebody.
Absolutely.
So I'm not going to call you on your bullshit because
Absolutely.
I don't want to misgender you, or I don't want to, you know what I'm saying? Nah, bro, your fucking music is trash. It is what it is. Go fuck yourself. I don't care.
Absolutely, man. I mean, it just goes with, like you said, the society that we're in. Because I mean, even outside of music, you go to sports, it's like, oh, it's okay, second place, third place, and they make ribbons and medals, and it's like participation trophies. And I'm all for encouraging the kids to keep going and stuff, but like a winner's a winner, you know, and somebody who works hard and strives to be a winner should feel different than a person who is not. So if we're making everybody a winner, then what's the joy, or what's the
point of working hard?
What's the point of working so damn hard if somebody else could just be crap
China
and do it,
here,
you know?
I mean, George W. Bush said, "Why pass with 100 when it only takes 60?" You know what I'm saying? That's a real quote. Shout out to George W., bro.
Hey, look, this is something we always ask every guest, musical guest that comes on the show.
Yeah.
How did you first get into music? What was that first inkling of I want to do
music?
You know?
Damn, man. I think it goes, again, it's gonna sound so funny, man. I think it goes back to English class and like poetry. I had to write. I think it was something for Remembrance Day, and I was like in grade 5 or like grade 6, and I wrote like a wild poem. I don't know what came to my head, but I was talking about soldiers not coming home and their mothers crying, and it was like super in depth, but it's like, I'm in grade 5. Like, how much do you really know about life when you're in grade 5? So they really liked the poem. They put it up in the school and all that, and my mom was all super impressed. So my older sister came to me. She's like, yo, like, why don't you try and like make music? You know what I mean? Why don't you try and like write rhymes or whatever, this, that. She had programs. Mac was new at the time, so we had GarageBand and all that. So actually now it's my brother-in-law, my sister's husband, but at the time they were just friends. They've known each other from young. He was into music. They had a group back in the day, you know them, TSC, Too Sick Entertainment. So Lex was like, yo, I make beats. I could bring you to the studio and like all these things. So I think having those two people push me in the direction kind of helped me. I was already on my way there, but I think they just like helped me really go where I needed to go. They said like, try this, and then like through hearing the beats and doing it, it became like an obsession. Like it felt good, you know, like I rapped into the laptop, not even a microphone, and then like played it back, and I was like, yo, this is it. So it was like this is what I want to do. Yeah, it was a natural occurrence, man. It was definitely a natural occurrence.
Didn't you win some sort of competition that was showcase or something?
I love how he's asking the questions like he doesn't know the answer.
I can't remember, to be honest.
I didn't win,
but doesn't remember. You
know. Shit, that was at the William Hingston Center in Park Extension, man. That was the Show Your Skills. I don't know if they do that anymore.
They do. They actually did it like fucking before the pandy started. Yeah.
I had the Panorama before the Panorama started.
The pandy. We call it the pandy.
The pandy. Shout out to Jesse.
But I lost. I didn't win, man. We finished like I think we finished third place or second place.
Did you get a ribbon?
I did. I got a part. I swear to God, I would. I have it. I don't know where it is. It's somewhere, but I did get a participation. But the girl,
Michael's trophy,
you know. But the girl who beat us, I forget her name, but she was like, she definitely deserved to win that competition.
I don't know. You can't mention her name. Is she still active?
She probably is, to be honest with you, man. She probably is. I'd have to go back.
Why can't you mention her name?
I can't remember. I
can't
remember.
Okay.
It was so long ago,
really
man.
Being like,
I smoked too much weed, man.
Like, what the fuck? All right, go ahead.
But I just remember her being fire. Like, she sang everybody out the water. And I mean, I feel like in these competitions, it's kind of like, I don't want to say unfair, but a rapper is never going to beat someone who's singing their ass off.
To be honest with you, even like a male rapper going against a female rapper is tough. We're just telling the truth. The female gets the cheers just for doing it, bro.
But you're not going to watch for showing up. You're not watching America's Got Talent and you see some guy come out with a violin, some singer come out, and after you got this rapper come out, spit a 16.
He's there, yo, I got nobody cares.
Simon Cowell's going to tell you, get the fuck off the stage.
Well, no, not necessarily. I mean, bro, if you have the right energy and the right showmanship, I mean, there's a difference between just some dude kicking a 16 and like Busta Rhymes coming out and destroying a stage.
For sure, you could definitely perform, but I mean,
think it's got to be the right avenue. It's got to be geared towards.
Yeah, I feel like these competitions are more geared towards singers and dancers more than they are rapping. Because, like we said before, everybody and their mom's a rapper now. So it's like, as much as everybody's a singer, you got to be in that percentile that sings well. Rap, you could be average and still get away with it. Like,
yeah, that's true.
I mean, today's game is literally like, it shows you that
you don't even have to sound.
You don't
good.
have
they
to
just
be
put
good.
Plugins on your voice. Call it a day.
Gucci gang, Gucci gang, Gucci gang, Gucci gang, Gucci gang,
Yeah,
Gucci
but that
gang.
goes back to what I was saying before. That's the cookie cutter shit that it's hot right now, but it's gonna get swept under the rug.
Eventually.
If you look at the rappers who are gonna be around for a long time, Drake, I mean, listen,
Yeah.
like him or not, you know what I mean? He's generational. J. Cole, Kendrick. These guys are all super talented.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? They could rap their asses off. Drake could sing. J. Cole could kind of sing too. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, the people who are going to be around for a long time is because they're super talented. It's not
Absolutely.
these cookie cutter Gucci gang
Yeah.
bullshit, whack ass garbage. You know what I'm saying? It's trash.
I don't know how much longer
Trash.
auto-tune rap's really gonna like stick around though.
It's not going anywhere.
We'll see.
don't think
I
it's
mean,
going
T-Pain
anywhere.
freaked out about it on that. Did you guys see that video?
Yeah.
T-Pain, what?
Yeah,
That
he
was
went-
the
he went-
funniest
Why are you doing what
shit.
everyone else is doing?
That was the funniest shit. But is he not right though?
He's
No, he is
absolutely
right.
right.
I mean, like nail on the head.
And
bro.
that's coming from a guy who exploited that style of music.
Oh, me too, for sure.
You know, and
He
so
pretty much
he really
started
knows.
that.
He did.
Yeah,
start,
he
not
made it-
pretty
he
much.
made it
He
popular,
did.
yeah.
He was
did.
he was talking about it the other day. He's like, Usher said I ruined music.
Yeah,
Yeah.
He went into a deep depression after that.
Because of that. Yeah, you're one of your close friends and people
Your
you know,
idol.
you look
So
to,
he
your
idolized
idol,
him.
you look to for advice.
Listen to say, but like Usher got a point though. Like,
He does. But
sorry,
honestly,
T-Pain.
yeah, I know I'm not supposed to be asking the questions, but I gotta ask a
Nah,
question.
bro,
who
it's
do
a
you who
podcast.
do you guys think started this cookie? Like, where do you think rap turned? When do you think it turned from that early because it's somewhere in the early 2000s.
Early
between
2000s.
that something happened. For me personally, I feel like it's that whole YCMB movement they had.
Yeah.
I like Nicki alone now, and I like
Yeah.
Drake alone, and Lil Wayne GOAT. Like for me, is top
Yeah.
10 dead or alive, no matter what anybody says. But I feel like that movement really, what we see today, is a product of what
Bro,
happened.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
get a lot of flack for saying this, and I don't give a fuck. I think the South ruined hip hop.
The South,
Yep.
you do?
Yep.
No
Yeah,
shame.
Okay.
The thing
Damn.
Is, the thing is with the South, like you said, it was YCMB, right? It was right before for me, it was the big timers.
The big
It was
timers.
the big timers, and then it carried over to
So
Lil
you
Wayne
like
and
Manny
everything.
Fresh,
Manny Fresh,
and all
Birdman,
that. Slim.
and then it carried over to Lil Wayne. He took the torch, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And at that point, he just started dropping. He was on every fucking mixtape that was coming out. He's on every single mixtape.
Yeah.
It's nothing like my daddy. It's
Yeah.
nothing like my daddy. So it got embedded in your ear. You're like, oh, who's this Lil Wayne dude? Everybody's just like listening to all the songs that are coming out, Lollipop and shit like that. And I think since it was like so focused and so in your face back then, it literally brainwashed all the hip hop fans. And they're like,
100%.
fuck, oh, this guy's drinking lean and he's doing this, and it literally put a spotlight on the South, on stuff that was very minuscule and wasn't getting really much shine anywhere else in the country. And it fucking blew it up. It blew
Yeah.
it up,
Yeah.
and it made everybody go crazy in the sense of, I want to drink lean, I want to slur my words, I want
Yeah.
to make
Yeah.
some mumble raps.
But no, I don't think it was Wayne, because Wayne could really rap better than almost anybody
Yeah.
out. Like, you know what I'm
Didn't
saying?
Gilly the Kid write all those bars for him though?
Nah, get the
No?
fuck out.
Nah,
Guys,
yo,
correct
Wayne
me.
Wayne
Fuck outta
freestyled.
here. Come
Please
on,
correct
son.
me if I'm wrong, but I feel
Get
like
the fuck
French
outta here.
Montana really like came out of nowhere and like kind of had an effect on all of it.
Yeah, but Fresh came
In a
out with
way.
the South
Bro,
sound.
French-
He sounds like he's from the South.
Yeah, but yeah, he does. He definitely rode the South wave. But let's not forget, when French Montana came out, New York was not saying nothing.
Nothing.
French Montana brought New York back.
Yes.
And people could say he's not the fucking lyrical, whatever the fuck you want to talk about, bro. Listen, French Montana single-handedly brought New York
Yeah,
back at a time where
he made
New
people
York was
care
not
about
popping.
New York rap again because
It's a fact.
New York was definitely not popping at that time. Artists from Atlanta were coming up more. You had Gucci,
Yeah.
Waka was going up in that time. All these dudes, and I'm not saying these guys are great rappers, but just saying who was blowing up at the time. So New York, like you said, didn't have
Wasn't
much
popping.
coming out after 50. There wasn't much going on, and
Yeah.
French was
They were too
somebody
busy
who
beefing
did
with
that.
each other.
I feel like Wayne didn't he didn't impact the music in a negative way because he was still always going with bars. Even when he was too high off the lean, he still had bars.
super
But
bars.
for me, it's more how he changed the culture because Wayne was the first person to start painting his nails and start wearing them skinny jeans and getting the skateboard
You're right.
and putting all the diamonds in his teeth and getting. Wayne always was a trend setter.
Yeah.
So I think Wayne trying to be so different all the time inspired the next generation to say we have to be extraordinary like this guy because we can't be basic. So as much as it's a cool thing because, you know, he was a trendsetter and he fixed things. It also impacted things negatively because I don't think Wayne was really thinking when he was doing some of the stuff he was doing because he was so high. I don't think he knew how far he was going to influence things.
But at the same time, I mean, it's like he made all of these up and coming guys want to be rock stars. Like if you look at the Young Thugs, if you look at like pretty much anybody from this current generation, they're all Lil Wayne's sons.
Yo,
let's be honest.
Lil Uzi,
it's a fact.
Future,
Young Thug said it
Young
himself.
Thug,
Yeah. He said it
It's a
himself.
fact.
all
It's a
these
fact.
dudes.
But I mean, it's like you can't really like it's not. I don't think Wayne necessarily is to blame for it because like say I'm doing some shit that just happens to become super trendy and like trend setting.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like it wasn't my goal to do. This is just my vibe. It's my.
He was trying to
my
be
flex,
himself.
you know?
Exactly.
But yeah, I don't know, man. All I know is Lil Wayne is one of the ghosts, bro. Lil Wayne is one of the greatest of all time, and it's funny because back in like the late 2000s, I was not a Wayne fan.
I was
all,
not
bro.
either.
At all. And then I look back on it now, and I'm like, I was a fucking hater, bro.
Yep.
Like I was a fucking hater.
It's because you didn't like you didn't want to let go of that old school,
underground,
that underground.
I was like the guardian of real hip hop. Shut the fuck up, man. Like,
He had club bangers. He had club bangers. He had those the Lollipop song, which I fucking listen to this day and I hate it.
I hate that song.
It's a stupid song. No, I don't like it either.
I can't.
that song's fucking fire.
I
bro.
can't.
If you were getting pussy in 09, that song is fire, bro.
You know,
Just that song though, it brings up my point of like you mentioned, he was talking about real things, and I bring up a song like that, and it's like very derogative for the culture.
comparing "Sky Is the Limit" to "Lollipop" or one of his other big tunes, definitely there's a big difference. But again, like we were saying with J. Cole before, how he had to make out workout and that's it. It's just a move. It's a calculated, because he's definitely got probably like 1,000 more songs where he's being real than he does commercial. Lil Wayne, in my opinion, like he's like the mixtape god. The guy's
yeah, for sure.
But he's great at marketing himself, because then he came out with like "How to Love," and
Yes.
like that caught the whole generation's attention, because it's just so different from what he always did. So people were like, what the fuck, like where'd this come from,
Yeah.
So he really knew what he was doing.
Well, I mean, yeah, because if you look at it from a marketing perspective, right? Back then you were selling physical CDs. Imagine that shit. All right. Now we're talking about streams. Well, either way, who was buying physical CDs, physical albums back then, and who's the majority of people streaming music right now? It's 14-year-old white girls.
Absolutely.
They're not going to be listening to super lyrical bars, bro. They're going to listen to Lollipop. They're going to listen to How to Love,
because they
You have
can't
to have those
comprehend the
records.
bars. They can't connect everything.
You
It's
know
not.
what I mean?
Yeah.
It is what it is. Like you have to make the commercial records if you want to be a commercial artist. If you want to be fucking the Mr. Underground lyricist, go ahead and do that.
Yeah,
but
you
understand, you're not gonna get 3 million streams on your shit. You're just not.
It's just what it is. You gotta accept it.
So it's like a double-edged sword for you though. It's like I'm the defender of hip hop at the end of the day. Like
I let
it's
that go.
party music, and I hate this shit, but it's like you have to walk a fine line every time when it comes to certain genres. You know what I mean?
Wait, can we just like take a minute to appreciate how passionate Tech gets when it comes to these kind of topics?
I like it though.
He
like it,
gets
man.
so passionate.
That means hip hop
creating
means
a
a lot
mashup.
to him.
I'm creating a mashup video. You're just gonna see all the most.
It's gonna be all like
Me
Tech.
freaking out.
Text hip
You
hop
need to get
rage
like a
moments.
mashup video of every time
Good.
he like
You
disses
should.
someone on the show.
You
I don't
should.
give a fuck.
You should. I mean, that shit's trash. I don't fucking care.
It's important to you. That's why, man. I'm the same way, man. I used to, but I honestly did what you did. I let go of that whole like I'm the guardian of hip hop
have
type
to,
of thing,
bro.
because
You
like
have
it closed so many doors for me and so many opportunities over the years being that way. I stopped people used to look at me like I'm an asshole because they say, yo, let's feature or come to my studio, this,
Used
that.
to?
And I was like, you see? And even today, man, I'm like, people say, yo, I made this beat, or yo, I'll give you some free artwork or this, that. I'm like, I'm super selective about it. Like, and it's not because I'm hating, but it's because for me, I have this whole idea of what hip hop is in my head.
right.
And if it's not that, I don't want to do it, you know?
Yeah.
But it's, I mean, it just is what it is. At the end of the day, we gotta move forward with the culture. We can't. That's why we gotta let it go, cause we're stuck if we're staying there. So
I feel you
well,
on that.
yeah, you pigeonhole yourself, and now you're stuck in a box, right? But here, it's a funny realization that I came to that actually made me kind of let it go. And I don't know what the fuck. I was just thinking about it, right? And I was like, who defines what's hip hop? Because like the whole thing is like, oh, that's not real hip hop. That's not real hip hop. Migos is not real hip hop. Listen, here's what real hip hop is. First of all, who defines what hip hop is? Let's be honest. It's black folks, right?
Yes.
It's young black folks. So whatever is going on in the locker room of a fucking basketball team, a football team, whatever's going on at a fucking high school dance, whatever's popping in those circumstances is hip hop.
Absolutely.
Because to them, that's what it is, right? That's the vibe. So who am I as a 33-year-old father of two to come in and be like, that's not hip hop, guys. Turn that shit off. Back in my day, like, shut the fuck up, bro. You're not even cool. I'm not even cool to these kids anymore. That's what I realized, bro. Like, yo, I can't remember where I was, but there was a bunch of young kids. I get out the car, I'm fucking dressed nice, got my jewelry on, thinking I'm the shit. These guys just look at me like, yeah, whatever. Look, it's a fucking dad. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm not cool no more. Like, I don't get to pull that shit. So
I think
At
what
least
it is,
you know,
you just you came to a point where it's like, yo, you just get over yourself.
Exactly.
Wait, let me
really
ask
what it is.
something. Let me ask something, okay? Because we're talking about hip hop and hip hop of today. What do you guys think of the female hip hop artists of today? Because when I think of hip hop, like you guys, I'm a bit more old school. I think of like Lauryn Hill, Salt and Pepper. But now it's like
1000%.
you say hip hop and people are like Cardi B and then
rap.
Meg The Stallion.
Wet ass pussy.
Yeah, you know, like
I have a interesting theory on that. For me, it's like if the guys could be out there saying suck my this and suck my that and I'm gonna pound this and I'm gonna do that, then
The girl can say it too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think there's
That's the
anything
argument.
wrong
I don't
with that. But
I don't like the over sexualization of hip hop even back in the day, because I feel like this creates, I'm all about people, bro, and I'm all about the youth. So it's like if you're corrupting the youth to take drugs,
I mean, there's
and
a
treat women
there's a
bad,
corporate agenda at play,
right?
Let's be real,
right?
Exactly.
So, but at the same time, if women think that is empowering to them and it helps them express themselves and let things out, I'm all for it. But at the end of the day, like you said, like, you know, you have Lauryn Hills and Missy Elliott's that have come in this game and done it correctly.
It's a cycle.
And
because like when I think of hip hop today, I don't think of any like female artists that are talking about real shit.
what about like Snow the Product? Is she still making
it's
music?
been a
I
while,
don't.
She's
fine.
been a bit low key lately.
Yeah.
She's been in movies and stuff. I've seen her.
I mean, even Jean Grey is still around somewhere. Like, you know,
Right?
she's you know, they're
But I mean,
there.
like popping off right now.
No,
like,
popping. No, it's
in the
stripper rap.
game,
It's stripper rap
It's
because
what it is.
nobody wants to listen to Rhapsody, even though she's like amazing. Like,
Yeah, exactly.
Rhapsody is
Exactly.
fucking fire, bro. Like
There's
straight
there's
gas.
6,000 Cardi B's out there, and I mean, listen, whatever way you want to feel about it, I'm on Tinder. You know what I'm saying? Holler at
it's-
me.
I
I'm with
think-
it. I'm with it. I'm with it. I'm
What I
with
think
it.
is fucked up about the females in hip hop nowadays is that everything's just made to be sexually marketable.
Mm-hmm.
So anyone that is popping off in the female hip hop game, they're not even popping off because they have real lyrics or they're just a product.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's unfortunate because like Lauryn Hill, Missy Elliott, all these bigger artists from back in the day, they popped off for being real and authentic and talented. Whereas now it's like you can just have a voice and be like a product. Like there's no relevance to your music. You're just there to sound slutty, to look slutty, and to make little girls want to be slutty.
Exactly. You're there to push an agenda and sell products. Really, at the end
What's
of the
that
day.
new
That's
show
what it is.
that was out last year with Jermaine Dupri, T.I.?
The one that D-Smoke.
D-Smoke
was
one,
on
the wrap
That's
up or
fire.
something. I don't know what it was
no,
called. I
hold
can't
on a
remember.
second.
Fuck, I can't remember the name. We're all retarded.
Are you
What's
talking
going on
about the
right
one
now?
with the little kids or the
No,
other one?
No,
Little
the
Kids
older
is another
people.
one.
Chance the Rapper was there.
And Cardi B was on it too.
Something
No,
Flow.
it's
Rap and Flow?
Hustle.
no,
not Hustle.
no,
Flow. That's a
it's
movie.
Grind and Flow.
You know it's hard out here for real.
Regardless
Trying
of
to
what
get
the
the
name
money
is.
for it.
We out here, bro.
Regardless of what the name is. You remember that girl, Mulatto? She was on the show.
Yeah,
Yes.
yes. It's that was the one with the kids though.
Okay, that's the one with kids. So Mulatto was on that show.
Yeah.
And she
Now, oh my God.
Do you see her now? She won the show. They changed her whole. Now her name's only Lato. She's like a.
Well, yeah, that's a derogatory
Of course,
term,
of
bro.
course,
Like,
yeah.
what the
Don't get
fuck
me
are you
wrong.
talking
So
about right now?
that was already weird in the show when she was saying
Yeah.
that's why I'm taking it back. But she's a full-on stripper rapper now.
Yeah,
Like-
she doesn't have the mom image from the show no more.
No, she was 16
It's-
years
it's
old,
gone,
dude.
it's
Like
gone.
she was 15 years old. In
It was like the Cash Me Outside girl. Like she
exactly.
blew up for
She turned
not,
into a bad baby.
for not
How
being
do you-
anything.
I got a question for you. How does that, as a female artist, and I want to say female rapper right now because you don't just sing anymore. You've always rapped, but now I feel like you rap more. How does that make you feel, like in terms of what you want to do?
Truthfully, like it kind of made me push away from the rapping a bit. Cause like myself, I am not the type of person to exploit my body like that or to show it off. I have 2 older brothers and like they'd fucking kill me if I was like half naked on a fucking music video or whatever the fuck, like on a boat with a bunch of dudes. Like it's not who I am either way. Like I don't know
Hey,
if you
boats
remember
are awesome.
boats and
Boats and
hoes.
hoes.
You know what I'm saying?
But like I don't know if you remember as a kid, like growing up, I was always in the baggy t-shirts. Like I never really was revealed. Like I know this is a bit much, guys. I'm sorry there, but I'm not the type to sell my body. So seeing what's happening now and where the industry is going for women, I kind of stepped back from it a little. I said it on Instagram a few months ago where I'm like, I think I'm gonna like step back from the rapping because it's not the image I'm trying to push.
Yeah.
And even if I try to come up as an artist, as a rapper, as a female rapper in the industry, it's like I'm not gonna get anywhere considering that I'm not exploiting my body.
You don't want to do what they are pushing you to
I
think
don't-
you have to do.
I don't feel like their image or perception of what they want me to be will ever influence me to do that because I'm very like hard-headed when it comes to who I am. And
Man, she ain't kidding.
it's just shut the fuck up. But yeah, I don't think I will ever.
Honestly, I'm
go that route.
gonna tell you what I said to my baby mama, and I'm not taking credit for her success or yours, but you could sing. Fucking forget rap. Rap is just
Straight
rap is another feather in your cap. You can
Facts.
pull it out when you need it, but you could sing.
Yeah, well,
Sing,
I
you know what I'm saying?
blend both. Like I don't just like I released the last rap song I released was like Ain't Above It. It was all bars all the way through.
Yeah, I remember.
But like everything else I'm trying to do is just like sing and then put a bit of rapping in the second verse.
That's
and
it.
then just a little bit like the first 4 bars is gonna be bars and then it'll be like sing. So I'm trying to like steer away from that, like I said, because it's just not a fun place to be in the industry right now.
Mm-hmm. I think singing's definitely your strong suit. I seen you've been trying to do some dancing stuff too. That's pretty cool for
Trying.
the videos. Hey, or you are. I'm just saying trying because I know you're not a dancer, right? So that's why I
Actually,
would
fun
say
fact, I started dancing before I started singing and
really.
writing.
And foot and mouth syndrome guy.
I thought he was about to say he's a dancer
I was
too.
like,
I
yo,
lost
I
it
just
over
got
the years,
foot and
though, you
mouth
know, when you
syndrome.
just like
If you saw that at home, I just
Rhythm plus flow. Thank you,
Oh,
Lambro.
thank you.
Shout out to Lambro.
5 minutes
bro.
later.
Yay, my number 1 fan.
Thank God for Google.
So you've had an interesting career. You know, you've been active. You've been doing your thing.
Yeah.
What's one of the highlights? One of the highlights that you can
Shit,
remember.
man.
Fuck, I
Meeting
love-
Talia.
One of my highlights, man. Damn, bro.
That's one of the darkest moments in his
It's
life.
it's so crazy. It's so crazy because I look like 19 years old, and then you're like, you've been around a long time. And
You started young,
people are
bro.
like, yo, how old was this guy when he started? You know. But yeah, man, there's been a lot of highlights. I think for me, it's funny. Like a lot of people would think the highlights for me were like opening up for big artists like MGK or Tech Nine and Snow and all that. But for me, those were actually not highlight moments. I thought maybe at the time they were, but then once you realize the whole system, like, oh, I'm running around.
pay to play.
It's pay to play.
Yeah.
I'm running around selling
Trying to
100
sell
tickets.
Yeah.
For this 10 minutes here on stage from this promoter, and thank you to all the promoters that, you know, trusted me enough and gave me tickets and stuff. But that I realized I was just a pawn in the game that they were playing. They didn't give a shit about my music. And even the artists, man, MGK, when I opened for MGK, no disrespect to him, but like this guy was like full diva mode in the tour
Yeah,
bus.
it's not like they're watching her set.
He
bro.
wasn't.
Get that shit out of your head. It's not gonna happen.
And I didn't think he would watch my set, but I thought maybe we get to meet him. Maybe I get a piece of game from an OG in the game or something. And whereas when I did a super small show, which this is actually a highlight, it's meeting somebody. I met Caskey. Caskey was opening up for Snow the Product, and he wasn't as big as he is, let's say, now. But Caskey took the time to literally sit with me for like 45 minutes
That's fire.
and talk hip hop instead of.
There's a song called Montreal by
Yeah,
Caskey.
yeah, and you know how he says he rolled a custom cannon? I'm pretty sure that's because of me, because I gave him weed backstage. First of all, I gave him an ounce. He didn't have any weed. They took it at the border at Toronto. So I gave him weed. I rolled a L, like when I'm telling you, probably the biggest L I could roll, because I wanted to be like, I was like, yo, Caskey's here. I
Wanna
gotta
stand out.
I gotta stand out,
Right,
right? You know. But he was really cool, man. He signed my book, and he just like, it's not even about being a fan or anything, because I didn't really know who he was too much, but the conversation we had. And him saying, like, when I rapped to him, saying, like, yo, man, that's really good. And, like, I was like, yo, you want to freestyle? He's like, honestly, he's like, that's not my thing. So, like, I'm going to let you hold that. And that was really cool and stuff. But you just motivated me to go back in the tour bus and work a little bit harder and stuff. So I think that's definitely, like, was a highlight for me, just because I wasn't, like, fanboying the guy, because I didn't even really know who he was yet. And I went to go look all his shit up later and after the show. But just the fact that he chose to sit down and take time, and not just with me, with all the other openers, just to get to know them and this and that, I thought that was really cool and humbling. So like I learned a lot from that experience, so that was nice. But even that, it's not a highlight for me. Like, biggest highlight I think is one of the shows I organized, which I learned how to do all that shit from Steve taught me the game. But we did a charity event
Gift wraps.
We did gift wraps back in the day with Dans la Rue, and then I did a recent one with my friends at Velour Tattoo
yeah,
Shop.
yeah.
We hosted it there. I think those are my two biggest highlights because I was able to use my music and give back to my community.
Yeah.
Right.
Like I don't even make money on my music, you know what I mean, with the streams. So it's those type of shows, they're coming out of my pocket. That's me using all my links that I have to get a venue, to get, you know, I have my friend Fabi, she's an artist, Flakes Originals, hey, go look that up. But she brought stuff, you know, we had her paintings hanging. But just the fact that I was able to utilize my connects, my plugs, a little bit of my money, and do something for my city that actually fucking matters, because people are starving and people don't have clothes, and to get to work with a company like Dans la Rue and stuff
shout
like
out to
that.
them, for sure.
Shout out to Dans la Rue. I worked with the Old Mission Brewery this year, so I think those are my highlights. Being able to
Uplift your
not
community, man.
be a famous rapper and have all this money, but still be able to give something and
Right.
and use my art, let alone
Yeah.
at that, use my art to give back. So, and I'd say those are my highlights, man, especially because the artists who come know they're not getting paid to come sing at these shows. And, you know, Talia showed up when we did it way back in the day, like 5-6 years ago. And everybody showed up this time. So those
Actually,
are the highlights.
it's funny because one of my highlights as an artist is actually at a gift wrap show you hosted.
That's wild.
I was like 17 years old and I had just came out with the song.
We snuck you in the bar.
Yeah, they knew who I was. They knew who I was. I was always there. But there was one song I had performed on stage and it had just came out and no one heard it yet. But the whole crowd started singing the hook with me.
That's wild.
And it felt like it was such a humbling moment to like have the whole crowd sing the hook after like one time I sing it. And then when it came back, they all were singing like, la,
Yeah.
my. They were all singing.
Felt like a breakthrough
It was
moment.
just like, wow, okay, like I'm gonna tear up a little, like,
Hey.
and my mom was in the crowd, like it was a really nice event, and like gotta thank you for it. So
Hey, my pleasure, man.
Those sound like 3 great memories, except for the MGK one.
Yeah, that wasn't a good one. That was just,
And-
I guess, to compare.
Yeah, and I think Caskey owes you an ounce of weed.
Yeah,
You know,
no,
I hit
he
him
can
up,
keep
man.
that. He
Come
can
on,
hold that. He
Caskey.
can hold that. He made a song for the city. He can hold that. It's okay.
We're running out of time right
That's
now.
all right.
But it's that moment of the show that we ask you to drop a gem on us.
well, you have to hold it.
Oh,
So that
Oh.
right there is a gem.
this right here is a gem. I like
You
this.
gotta drop a gem, a little bit of knowledge. for the
72
viewers.
carats. I already
Tell Lil
weighed
Wayne
it
to
out.
put that in his mouth.
I wonder what kind of band it would take
DVS
to hold this.
clarity. I got the
Um,
plug.
Man, so a little piece of advice. Hey, a gem for the
It
people.
can be 1, it can be 2, it can be 3 pieces.
All right, man. I'm gonna give you one. This is a gem that somebody actually gave to me, but I give to a lot of people. We think in life, everybody watching, we think in life that we're in a situation, a negative situation, or we're in a stagnant position, and we think, oh, I gotta get 40% better. I gotta make this jump, and you know, I'm gonna go from poor to rich, or I'm gonna go from not cool to cool, or whatever it is. And everybody's so focused on making these big leaps to get success that's what they think success is, going from this to that. But the reality of it is, you gotta get 1% better every day.
Facts.
1% better every day, because if you get 1% better every day, by the end of it all, you will be over 100%. You have made consistent progress every single day. You will achieve what you want to achieve. If you do 0% this day, 5 the next day, negative this, that day, you're not going to get where you want to go, because you're trying to make that leap. You're trying to get that instant gratification of success. If you just focus and one at a time, one day at a time, 1% better, you will definitely reach your max potential. So that would be like my ultimate gem, 1% better every day.
I
That's
think
some
that's
real
my
talk.
favorite gem that I've heard thus far.
That was a passionate gem.
Yes,
right
sir,
there.
man.
That was like
I
some
take
real
that shit
shit.
to heart, because when somebody told me that, I was in probably the worst mind state I've ever been in my 28 years of living. I was like in the low of the low, and my boy just told me, stop thinking you're gonna go from here to there. Just get better tomorrow and get better the next day and the next day, and eventually you're gonna look back and you'll be like, yo, fuck, I'm so far away from that negative mind state that I was in that position I was in. So like for me, it's like that saved my life. So that's why for me, I'll always try and give that to
Another-
people.
Another saying that I heard, like you just said, when you're in your lowest of lows, in the worst place of your life or something, if you're going through hell, why would you stop there?
That's right.
You know what I mean?
Why give up now?
Yeah,
You've already felt all this pain. You're
Yeah.
already going through it. Why give up now?
exactly.
Guys, I'm getting
Facts.
goosebumps.
Hey,
I'm actually getting goosebumps.
Drop your links, man. Tell them where to find all your shit.
find my stuff. All right, man.
What's
So
coming, underrated and everything.
I'm not your boy Jaay Noir because I'm probably not your friend, but you could at Jaay Noir. I know text on that. I like that the whole not your boy shit because I feel that every you know it's not all
I ain't your boy. I don't even fucking know you.
know you right.
Don't even
girl,
fucking don't even reach your fucking hand out to me.
You know what I mean?
Go ahead.
But so yeah, man, you could basically everything at Jaay Noir. So that's AAY Noir, homage to the city. So J Black, Jaay Noir. You can catch me on Instagram, Spotify, YouTube. Make sure you go stream The Link or Underrated, which I drop with Chris Creed. But yeah, man, those are the links. I got stuff going out with Zack Sarkissian. We got the album dropping in the summertime, Acoustic Vibes. Those are the links, man. Jaay Noir, pretty much everything, all day, every day. Got a lot of music coming this summer for y'all. A lot of big projects, a lot of things on the way. And that's what it is, man. That's what it is.
Looking forward to those projects.
Yeah, man.
You stay busy.
Yes, sir. There's no other way to do it, man.
That's it. Well, thank you, everybody.
Thank you guys for watching.
It's that time of the day, but we got to tell you sayonara. It's the Hustle Podcast.
Thank you guys for having me, man.
Thanks for coming.
Much love.
And go fuck yourself.
You heard?
Welcome everybody. Y'all ready for this? The Hustle. My name is Steve Armopoulos, and these are my co-hosts. I'm Talia. And I'm Tech Luciano. You may have heard me on radio. You may have never heard of me at all, but that's okay.
Y'all gon' learn today. Your whole life was a struggle, had to make it out the jungle. This is a show for you. Welcome to the hustle. Under pressure, never break a fold. Keep chasing your goals until you blow. Now, welcome to the hustle. Take money, make money, build a future forever. Even in stormy weather, we execute for treasure. The grind is real, you know. Got the willpower, Terrence Howard, hustle and flow. Rain, sleep, or snow. The odds against me for sure. I kick down them doors when they close. A sharp shooter of motivation that leave bullet holes. We're in the zone, get focused, zone. Stay on your toes. Hustle, welcome to the show. If your whole life was a struggle, had to make it out the jungle. This is a show for you. Welcome to the hustle. Turn nothing into something. Cut the product, watch it bubble. This is a show for you. Welcome to the hustle. See the vision with precision. Put the pieces to the puzzle. This